To otakusgeeks.com. How you doing, guys? And we're here with another interview, great interview for you guys today. Today we have Danielle Mcrae here, and for those who have playing Skullgirl for the past few weeks, I know I have, you have probably heard her voice, and she is the voice of Painwheel. How are you doing, Danielle?
I'm very, very good.
Great to have you, Ashley. You can say hello too.
Hi!
So let's actually get started with your origins and how you got to this point. How did you get into voice acting? What made you choose this path?
Well, I think about 3 or 4 years ago, I wanted to try and do it for fun. But when I was a little kid, I wanted to do voice acting. I just didn't know it was called voice acting. I thought it was just a few people going in the garage and making voices, and they don't get paid for anything. And so whenever I watch Thundercats, I'm like, oh, these people are awesome. I wonder if they got paid or anything. And then when I grew up, I wanted to try and imitate these same voices I grew up with and recorded on my computer. And then I did online voiceover stuff for a few years. And then I did it for a hobby, and then I wanted to transition and try to do it professionally. So I took it seriously. I took some classes in college, and then I took a few workshops at Bang Zoom, and yeah, things started happening from there.
So now you just mentioned Thundercats, so I'm gonna have to just go off topic just a little for a second. Because I'm a huge Thundercat fan. Do you have a favorite character that you used to watch or that you really like, that you just try to imitate?
I had about 3 favorite characters, but I think my most favorite is probably Chitara. I mean, I liked Kit and Cat too, but something about Chitara I really loved.
But I wonder why no one likes Snarf that much.
He's like, yeah, Snarf. It's like, I'm sorry, Snarf. I want to try and love you.
I think the everybody's problem with Snarf was snarfing, but Ashley, I believe you had a couple of questions as well.
Yes. Well, here on Otakus and Geeks, we celebrate many different genres of geeks, like from anime to games, movies, and books. So, what type of geek are you, and when did you embrace your geekiness, and how?
I'd have to say I was always a geek, but I didn't really embrace it until I was in high school. Because until that point, I was really shy. I was a really shy kid. So I would like comics and everything, and I try to make friends with other people. And they call me weird for reading comics or not saying anything. Like it would be hard for me to say hi and bye to somebody. So my best friend was like comic books. So yeah, I loved pages, books, pictures.
Anything with words?
Oh yeah, words were good. Words and pictures.
You said comic books, so are you Marvel or DC, Dark Horse, Image, or are you just all of them, or you just whatever floats your boat, you go with that one?
I like everything, but I think as of, a few years ago, I'm a slave to Marvel. It's like everything Marvel related, I have to get my hands on it. Mm-hmm. Like the Avengers. Like, I'm getting ready to see it again on Thursday. And I love that movie so much. But yeah, I'm a Marvel slave.
Get back into it. So you started out, so you took a couple of classes, and then you decided that this was something that you actually really, really wanted to do. So what was your first voice acting job? Do you remember that one?
Well, my first voice acting job was when I was doing extra bit parts for this fan film called Mcrae Solid Philanthropy. I just did like a few dying people sounds and was like, yeah, we're going to be possessed and I'm going to kill you and then I'll die while trying to kill you. Yeah, and then I went from League of Legends. I played Karma in that one, and that was a weird one because that was my first time in a studio, and I kind of got really starstruck with all the equipment and working with 2 people behind the glass, and it's really cool.
And how did you find out that you can switch your voice like that? Was it just something does it happen naturally, or is it something that is a skill that everyone can learn, or is this really take some type of talent to like really have, or if it's something organic?
Well, for me, I know with some people, they pretty much can imitate voices and they sound really good at it. But I think for me, I had to practice a lot with different voices. Like I wasn't really born with the God-given gift of shaping my voice, like, morphing it. So I practiced a lot, and what I think would also help was because I'm a singer too. I tend to listen to, let's say, as an accent or a certain voice, and I want to try and emulate it or try and make a character out of that voice just by singing. I would try and mess with some of my singing notes to make a character voice out of that.
Well, since we're going on to the game Skullgirls, what was that experience like?
That was a fun experience. I initially got a message from Christina because she was asking people if they wanted to voice, or if they were interested in Skullgirls and voicing for some of the characters or auditioning. So I said, yeah, I'm very interested because about a year prior, I heard about Skullgirls, but I don't know, I didn't know how to get in contact with these people, the creators. So she came up to me and asked me if I was interested in auditioning. I said, yeah, sure. So I gave the people for Reverse Labs my demo reel, and I started auditioning from Peacock to Painwheel, and then I got Painwheel, and recording for her was really hard. Just because everything was just her yelling and screaming and everything, and yeah, and there were no filters added. A lot of people were asking me if the people in the studio added any filters to my voice. That was all me. Like, all the yelling and all the grunting, that was all me. I just had to go to a really dark place. It was sad. But it was fun.
Did that hurt in any way?
It hurt really bad. Because the first day I had to record all the dialogue, and that hurt. But I think the most harsh day or the hardest day was the second day, where we had to do what we call battle day. Had to yell and scream and take damage, and I think at that time my voice just went out, so I had to go and get some tea afterwards.
Yeah, people don't realize that it takes a lot of energy, especially if you're like doing a battle scene and you're screaming at the top of your lungs. That literally drains your whole body out, and to the point that you want to pass out. I remember we saw a video. We heard Sean. Remember, Ashley, the guy who plays Goku, Sean.
Sean, yeah.
And he did the whole Super Saiyan 3 transformation. He said he just passed out right after that.
Oh,
he did
wow.
that whole screaming process, and it took him like a whole day to recover.
I think it was the whole DBZ cast was saying that the yelling was probably like the most exhausting thing that they had to do, because they had to power up for such a long time, and they had to use so much breath that sometimes they actually did pass out in the booth.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that, because I watched a video on YouTube, I think a year ago, and it was like some of the voice actors for Dragon Ball Z in the booth, and they were doing the power-ups, and then they're talking about, yeah, we have to be in this padded cell for 6 hours a day. It's like, oh, wow.
How can you describe, what is the voice acting, for those who are actually inspired to become voice actors or voice actresses, what is the audition process like?
First, they give you, the casting people, they give you an audition script, and they'll give you, let's say, about 3 or 4 characters. Sometimes it's 1 or 2, and they'll tell a brief description of the character, and sometimes they'll have a picture, and then they'll have like a voice description. So let's say they want the character to sound like Demi Moore or sound like, I don't know, Natalie Portman or something. They'll want you to try and come up with a voice with that, with following the guideline of that voice. And then you have to record. What's so cool is that you can do it at home now. I mean, back in the day, you used to go in the studio all the time and record for auditions, but now it's, thanks to technology, you can do it at home now. So that's pretty cool.
So, sorry. So for how long have you been doing voice acting? Like, when did you start?
I started, I guess, I started like 4 years ago, but I didn't do it professionally yet until maybe 2 years ago.
How close are you to Painwheel? Is there any similar character traits that you can probably relate? It's like, I could probably relate to her in certain ways.
I'd have to say we both like cake. So I'd have to, I can kind of feel her with the cake thing.
So we're going to head into a little bit of your fans' questions, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the voice acting. And we're going to let me just go to our Twitter here, because they have a lot of questions for you. So are you ready for the randomness that our Twitter followers asked you? Taco Dan asked, he said, if there was an anime world that you want to live in, what world would that be?
I would like to live in either Sailor Moon, the Sailor Moon universe, or the Cowboy Bebop universe. Well, for Sailor Moon, I don't know. I won't say I grew up with it, but I was a big follower of the show. So, and all the characters I liked, pretty much all of them. And I don't know, it just seemed all like, yeah, we're kids and we get to go to ice cream parlors and hit on guys and have superpowers at the same time. And Cowboy Bebop, you're out in space. That's, how awesome is that? You're out in space and you're going to the planets and everything. That's awesome.
And Justin, who wouldn't want to be a magical girl? Hello.
Khalid asks, was it hard? Well, you just did answer this one, but was it hard in your throat to do all that yelling for Painwheel?
Explain this pain sensation I was feeling with this recording session. It was really difficult. Every time because with Painwheel, whenever she attacks someone, she feels pain while she's attacking. So while she's causing pain to someone, she's feeling it in return. So I had to try and kind of like yell, like kind of like do an attack yell and then like hold back because I'm feeling pain. That was kind of tricky just because you're inflicting pain and you're getting pain back to you. Ooh. And all the yelling and the screaming and everything, some of the little charge ups, like the little Sonic dash she does, that was really hard. It was really hard. We had to do 3 or 4 takes in a row for those.
What did you think of the Avengers, and do you think Spider-Man should be in the sequel?
That's an awesome question. Yes, I love the Avengers, and as far as Spider-Man being in the Avengers, I want him to be in the Avengers. I wish he was in the Avengers, but I don't want to give anything away, but he needs to be in the Avengers.
I was hoping like probably the ending credits was actually Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Since they was filming the Amazing Spider-Man almost at the same time they was filming the Avengers and they were both in New York, maybe they could just like, hey, he comes in, there's a little quick cameo, save the day during the final battle. I thought that would have been awesome.
I love the Hulk in this one though. I just loved how every time he popped up, it's like he made like just a legendary moment. It's like he didn't have to say very much. He was just already awesome as it was. He could just stand there and he's awesome.
Books. What is the last book you have read? And tell us about it. What did you think of it?
This is going back to Marvel again. I read, the last book I read was like a comic. It was the last issue of X-23. Yeah, it was the last issue of that. It was the April edition. And I thought, because what's so funny about the last one is that there's no, like, little bubble text screen things where you can read. It's nothing but, you're flipping the page, and it's just nothing but art. Like, where's the font? Where's the story? It's like, oh, here's in the pictures. Just just look at the pictures, and you'll get the story. It's like a music video, and I like that.
Question is actually from Otaku Girl 12, and she asks, do you watch anime? And if so, what anime are you currently watching?
I watch a lot of anime, but right now what I'm currently watching is Madoka Magica. It's sad, so I had to take like a break here and there. Like, if I'm watching, let's say 2 or 3 episodes, I get so depressed within like, just like watching one episode, I have to take a break and watch something that's like happier and then go back to the series.
I heard it's really, it's so funny because we interviewed Christine, who plays Madoka, and I have it. I just have to actually sit down and watch it because I heard it's really, really good. Every time I go to the anime store, they tell me, have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet? I'm definitely got to get around to it. I heard it's really brilliant.
I really love how Christine, because I watched the English dub of it, and we're actually really good friends, me and Christine. When I watched the dub, I thought, everybody was really, really, really good. It's just really hard to watch it because it's so, like, it makes you want to go outside and get some ice cream.
Playing Skullgirl, do you feel weird sometimes knowing that that's your voice?
Yeah. There's times where it's like, well, this happened to me when I was in League of Legends too, but this happened when I was in Skullgirls too, where you just get that kind of outer body experience when you hear yourself in a game or something. It's like you automatically think, who's that person? Like, that's not me. I mean, what if they recast me or something? Like, that still goes in my head every now and then when I hear something I've done. It's like, oh, they recast me, didn't I? I don't sound anything like I thought I sounded. So it's really surreal. It's like an outer body experience. And you're playing as yourself. It's really weird.
We have 3 more questions. Which anime character would you love to voice act?
I would love to voice either, because I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan, I would love to voice for Sailor Uranus. Just something about her, it's really weird. She's so weird, I just want to, like, I don't know, do something with her. And there's an anime called Michiko to Hachin. I would really love to try and voice the main character for that. I would love to do that one day, but I don't know if they'll ever be licensed. But her name's Michiko, and she's like a really kick-ass girl, and she's got like a little girl who doesn't look anything like her, but she's, I don't know, she's trying to protect her kid, and she's sacrificing herself to do so, and she's a convict. So it's like, or ex-convict, but it's just, she's a really cool character.
Favorite color?
Purple.
Blue and purple and black and white. Like, it's a mixture. I mean, like, I love all colors, but it's mostly like blue and purple and black and white together.
You can't choose one, can you, Ashley?
Shut up, Justin. No, I can't. This is called avoiding the question.
Spiral Destiny, yes, is that your latest project coming out?
Yeah, I actually auditioned for that through a really cool site called the Voice Acting Alliance. I've been a part of that for maybe 4.5 years, I think, or maybe 5, I think. It's been a while, but I auditioned for that game. It's like an independent game, and yeah, it's really cool. The game itself, I think, is going through a Kickstarter kind of thing, where they're taking donations because they want to get the game up and running. And right now, they're just trying to get like a demo stage set up or like some sort of like demo game up so they can show it off. But I think the Kickstarter thing's still going, so I think people are still donating. They have a site on Facebook. It's if you go to Spiral Destiny on the search engine, you should be able to find their site, and they have like more information about the game, and it looks pretty cool.
Speaking of gaming, do you game?
I do. I mostly like fighting games and shooting games.
So what are you playing right now?
Other than Skullgirls, I'm playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and 2. I use X-23, Wolverine, and Dante, and sometimes I use Morgan, Iron Man, and Captain America.
So what is your opinion about remakes of anime into live-action movies?
To be honest, I really don't like the idea, just because it just seems so awkward. I mean, it's almost like a culture shock. Like, I remember, I think, was it a year or two ago, where Hollywood wanted to make an Akira live-action American movie, and they wanted to name, instead of the town or the place, Neo Tokyo, like Neo New York or something.
Yeah, Neo Manhattan.
Yeah, Neo Manhattan, that was right, yeah. And I just thought that was, I don't know, I thought, like, that was violating. I don't know, I don't like that idea.
What did you think of the Dragon Ball Z movie remake?
No comments.
Ashley, why would you ask that question? Why would you even bring up Dragon Ball Evolution? You know how I get with that? It's like, okay, I'm not even gonna rant, but seriously, Geeko, Goku in high school, Bulma with guns, with no blue hair, with one blue strain in our hair, Piccolo creating the giant apes, like, my god! Let me relax. Let's move on, shall we? You just mentioned that you also sing. So have you been recording or anything? You have any plans for the future to also do the singing as well? To tackle the music industry as well?
Well, for the singing thing, I do that a lot for fun. But if I were ever, asked to sing professionally for a song, I would definitely take that chance up. Because I love singing, and I love to go to karaoke bars as much as I can, or sing at home and just practice and put up covers on YouTube. So that's another nice passion of mine. Same with drawing.
I'm exactly the same way. I love to sing. I'm at the choir at my school. I'm in theater at my school. So I'm like all into the performing arts. I just love it.
Danielle sings. Danielle acts. She draws. Ashley sings in choir. She acts in theater in school. She draws. And I have something as well, folks. I do things too, I have this!
Awesome.
And it means nothing. Let's move on. Well, we're gonna give you the floor, which we usually do. You're gonna plug, and end it with some words of wisdom for your fans and our readers.
All right. Well, if I have a few pages out there, if you're anyone is interested in what I'm up to, My website is at www.daniellemcraevo.com. I also have a Facebook page at Danielle Mcrae VO Artist. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, because I recently got one, I'm putting good use to it. It's Danielle McVo, MCVO. As far as for anything, not just voice acting, if you want to do anything, just do it. Put your heart and mind and soul to it, and just really commit to it. Because I mean, a lot of people think that it's an overnight sensation, like, oh, I can do this overnight, or I can do this and that. It's easy. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication, and if you're persistent enough, something good could happen to you. So keep on believing. Don't stop believing. That's my words of wisdom right there. Don't stop believing.
Excellent words of wisdom. Don't stop believing, guys. Keep trucking. Keep doing your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, tacosandgeeks.com, Danielle Mcrae, Justin, Ashley, everybody, we're signing off saying later days.
Days, weekenders.
Wait. Did you just say weekenders? Finally, someone actually knew where I got later days from. Yeah, awesomeness of awesomeness. Okay, guys, we're out of here. Later days.